What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back with another player ratings video. We drew with Middlesbrough yesterday in the FA Cup third round up in Teesside, in a game which I think we dominated possession. We just couldn't land a blow on their goal, apart from obviously that Lucas Moura header in the second half. I thought that we started the game poorly. We really did. Middlesbrough started the game right at it. I think the first 15-20 minutes, Middlesbrough, pretty much all the game was played in our half, but then we kind of gained control of that possession, and I thought from then on in we had all the play pretty much. I thought we had a lot of possession. We huffed and puffed a lot without blowing their house down, without having many clear-cut chances or any clear-cut chances, to be honest. But anyway, let's get straight into the player rating, starting off with Paulo Gazzaniga. We gave him a 6. Obviously, he had a touch to the goal, Ashley Fletcher's goal, which he couldn't stop, but we're not going to mark him down for that, but we're going to mark him up for a few brilliant saves that he made in the first half, halfway through the first half, which looked goal-bound, to be honest, so you got to give Gazza props for that. But apart from that, it was a very quiet day for Gazzaniga and didn't have much else to do. So that moves us on to Serge Aurier. We gave him a 7. My man match personally of the day. I felt that he was getting himself in such good positions on that right hand side, marauding up, marauding down. Defensively, he did okay work as well, but he got the assist for the goal with a beautiful cross and put a few really nice crosses in which no one could get on the end of. But it was the moment at the end of the game where he could have won us the game, when Eric Lamela slipped him through, where it looked very similar to his goal against Olympiacos, the positioning wise, where he could have just used that same shot to guide it into the bottom left hand corner, but he blazed it over the bar in a kind of snapshot, unfortunately. So if he scores that goal, you're talking about a really good performance. Probably an 8 I'd give him if he would have scored that goal, but we'll give him a 7. You got to give credit where credit's due to Serge Aurier, because I've been a big advocate of his, and I've been talking down on him a lot, because, you know, the guy of his qualities, he needs to be doing a lot better. He could be one of the best right backs in the world, but he's just not, is he? So I think Serge Aurier, will give him a 7, because I think that he really did have a good game. Just a shame that no one can get on the end of his crosses, and he couldn't score that goal at the end. Moves us on to Eric Dyer. We gave him a 4. Instead of playing that kind of defensive midfielder role, he was back in a back 3, which we haven't seen him there in a while. I felt that his passing was off again, and he was playing their striker on Ashley Fletcher for their goal, which was a shame. So I felt Eric Dyer really needs to improve. He still looks a bit overweight, and I really think we need to upgrade on him. There's no bones about it. I think that this guy's been given enough opportunities now under Mourinho and really hasn't taken any of them. So we're going to give Eric Dyer a 4, which moves us on to Toby Alderweireld. We gave him a 6. Probably our most competent defender on the day. Didn't have much to do, to be honest. Just a standard performance from Toby Alderweireld, and no mistakes, but nothing too great to talk about either. Which moves us on to Jan Vertonghen. We gave him a 4. Not much to do for Jan, to be honest. I think he was fairly untested. He was in the middle. He was on the left side of a back 3 in the first half, and then when we made those double changes in the second half, he moved to a left back position, which I felt he really got caught out at left back, and he made a really bad mistake, which could have led to a Middlesbrough goal, to be honest, and should have led to a Middlesbrough goal. But luckily Gazzaniga was there on hand to save his arse. But Jan Vertonghen, you can see he just lets defenders in behind him a bit too often now, and this is championship level. So I really feel that age is catching up to him. I feel that his legs are tiring, getting slower. So I don't know, if we're going to offer Jan this new contract, it should only be a year contract, but I'm happy for him to leave. But we needed a replacement, don't we? So Jan Vertonghen, we gave a 4. Moving on to Ryan Sessegnon, we gave him a 5. 4th consecutive start from Ryan, and more of the same, to be honest. I thought that he provided a good outlet on that left-hand side, but again, he's struggling to take on his man. He did find himself at the back post, but didn't really attack the ball. I feel like he's hiding in games too often, and when he gets the ball, he tries to release it quickly and find the simple pass. He's not kind of doesn't have the confidence to take on his man, hit the byline, run down the line, get that ball in. He's just not doing that, and that's what we need from our left wing backs. He got taken off shortly after the second half started, which probably was the right move, as I thought that the changes really did impact us positively. But Ryan Sessegnon, I feel he really needs to do more, and I feel that he's just hiding way too often in games, and he's not playing to his qualities. So Ryan Sessegnon, we gave him a 5, which moves us on to Harry Winks. We gave him a 5 as well. I thought it's just a standard Harry Winks performance. You know, he keeps the ball ticking with sideways and backwards passes, but there's not enough penetrative balls going forward, not enough balls that are going to trouble their defence. And this is Harry Winks in a nutshell, I'm afraid. You know, sideways passes, backwards passes. And then he was subbed off 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes after the second half started. So that's Harry Winks, and he really needs to do more going forward, because the sideways and backwards passes, yeah, it keeps the possession like we had most of the game, but we don't hurt their goal enough, and we didn't hurt their goal enough. We didn't even attempt to hurt their goal enough. So Harry Winks gets a 5, which moves us on to Christian Eriksen. We gave him a 5. I felt that he was always trying to make stuff happen. He was looking for the positive balls, but to no avail really. I felt that everyone ahead of him was being crowded out, especially Heung-min Son. Every time Heung-min Son got the ball, he looked like he had 3 or 4 players around him. But to be fair to him, I thought his crosses from corners were much better than previous ones. I felt that he got we did have quite a lot of corners, and I think that the majority of his corners did hit nice spots, with 1 or 2 hitting the first man as usual. But I felt that the ones that were good were not attacked properly, and that's not Christian's fault, is it? So don't want to mark Christian down too low for this, but he does get a 5 just because we didn't create many clear-cut chances. He did look for them, but it's just unfortunate they didn't get through, because he was trying to make stuff happen, but the Middlesbrough defence were very on job. Which moves us on to Lucas Moura. We gave him a 6. I felt he started the game really well with some nice runs to trouble the defence of Middlesbrough, but I felt that then he kind of went anonymous for the next 40 minutes, 50 minutes of the game. But then after he scored with a lovely header, I felt that he tried to grab the game with by the scruff of the neck, you know, taking the ball, dribbling past players, trying to make stuff happen, but unfortunately it just wasn't working out for him. But it's positive signs from Lucas Moura, and that's why we gave him a 6. On to Dele Alli, we gave him a 5. Unfortunately, he was booked for diving, which I thought it was a dive, to be honest. Something that we don't like to see from Dele, which we've been used to seeing, probably not this season, but in the past. I felt that he did make a good run into the box for Serge Aurier's cross, which he couldn't get on the end of, which he probably should have. But apart from that, nothing display again from Dele, to be honest. Just flicks whenever he gets the ball, coming to nothing. A bit of a lethargic and lazy display from Dele, which we've seen in the last 3 or 4 games, unfortunately. So we need to see better from you, Dele. We really do. Which moves us on to Heung-min Son. We gave him a 5. I feel for Sonny, because the reason why it wasn't coming off for him is because every time he got the ball, he was crowded out by pretty much 4 Middlesbrough players. I mean, he started the game well. Well, he started the game positively. I wouldn't say well, with some runs at the beginning of the game, but after that, he was just crowded out pretty much completely. No shots on goal to test the keeper, and yeah, it was just a very quiet day from Sonny, mainly because the Middlesbrough defence basically just focused on him and him alone. But that's it. A few words on the subs. We scored pretty much straight after the 2 subs came on in Lo Celso and Lamela. I felt that Lamela is really trying to break his way into Jose's starting 11, and I really think he should be at the moment, because he is one of the better players in the squad on form, definitely at the moment. He put a lovely ball into Aurier, which he probably should have scored right at the end. And Lo Celso always trying to make stuff happen. I love the way he looks on the ball. He's got a real finesse touch about him, Lo Celso. I think he just needs to acclimatise a bit better to the English game, and I think we've got a real player on our hands, and maybe it can be a silver lining to get rid of Eriksen, and maybe Lo Celso can get more games. But all in all, I felt that Jose Mourinho set up the team as well as he could in terms of personnel. In terms of kind of the way we play, I felt it was difficult because the Middlesbrough were really up for it. Their defence was really on job. And, you know, it's not always easy going to a lower league side away from home, especially after such a long journey up to Teesside. We've seen it before, you know, we've drawn these kind of games before. I remember drawing against Rochdale, who are even lower in the leagues than Middlesbrough. So I don't think we can take this result too much to heart. I think it's just because it's on the back of a couple other bad results. So when you look at it at hindsight, we're still in the cup. We're still in the hat, so you know what I mean. The draw is today, just before Arsenal Leeds game. Hopefully Leeds can get a result there. But look, that's my player ratings for the Middlesbrough game. We move on to Liverpool. Oh God, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this weekend. So like, subscribe and comment. Let me know what you thought of my ratings. And as always, come on you Spurs.